Yo family, what is up? It is B, Brian Evans Unleashed here, back for another episode of Be Unleashed. Man, we're in day 21 of this 30-day inspiration challenge, and it has been phenomenal hanging out with you guys. So this morning, I want to focus on developing and building your battle plan, okay? So I want to start this video off with a quote really fast from Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu was a Chinese war expert, okay? He was a philosopher and he was a bad boy, man. So he wrote a book of war tactics, and this book is called The Art of War. Most of you are probably familiar with that. If you have not heard of this book or have not read this book, I strongly recommend that you go and pick up this book. Again, it's another classic. I love the classics. You can pick them up from anywhere, readily available, and it's an easy read. So go ahead and pick up this book. One of the quotes out of the book I want to read because I want to focus on this principle of building your battle plan. And it says, victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. God, it is so good. I get excited when I read stuff like this because it fires me up. You know, it really motivates me and just really pushes me into action, because what Sun Tzu was saying here was, I understand where victory comes from. It doesn't come from just going to war or fighting. No, victory is birthed out of strategy. You have to first win in your mind. You have to first calculate how you're going to obtain victory, okay? And then once the victory has been calculated in your mind first, then you go to war. It shouldn't be the other way around, because if it's the other way around, victory is not guaranteed. So victory must first begin with a strategy. And it must first begin with your self-image, how you see yourself. Do you see yourself as a champion? Okay? And what is the foundation for your belief? All right? Do you have evidence that you are a champion? All right? So let's get into this. In building and developing your battle plan, you must first understand your weaknesses. Okay, your frailties, your proclivities, your inclinations, those things that historically have caused issues and problems for you. Okay, that's the first thing that you have to do. You have to know yourself. All right. Once you understand and have a good grasp on your weaknesses, then the next thing you have to do is build parameters around those areas. Okay, those areas that you are still developing in. What is your plan to make those weak areas stronger? All right, so you have to know your weaknesses, and then you have to develop a plan around those weaknesses to become stronger. All right, so once you develop that plan, okay, then you begin to implement that plan on a daily basis, okay, and shore up those weak areas in your life. And this takes time, my friends. It takes time. That's why we don't want to waste a whole lot of time on silly things that don't produce in our lives. We have to understand the importance of minutes and seconds, because that is the currency of our lives. All right. So the battle plan that you develop, all right, that plan has the ability, okay, to bring victory on the battlefield. And the battlefield is here. This is the battlefield, okay, that we step onto every morning that we wake up. Because as soon as you wake up, all right, you are confronted with the thoughts, the stream of thoughts that flow through your mind consistently. When I say consistently, I do mean continuously, a continuous flow of conscious thought, okay? Now, we have to understand what our internal dialogue defaults to, okay? Because if our internal dialogue is a negative dialogue, then that's where we have to build our battle plan. So for me, I understand that every morning that I wake up, if I don't immediately rush into prayer to spend time with God, if I don't, during that time, speak my daily affirmations that I went over a couple of episodes ago, all right? If I don't dive into meditating on the Word of God, then my mind will default to anxiety. I will become anxious, okay? Which will lead my thoughts to kind of like run away with me, all right? And then, of course, the pattern, thoughts lead to behavior, well, feelings. Feelings lead to behavior, and behaviors lead to actions. Actions lead to habits, all right? So my thoughts, if I'm not careful, if I don't capture them, if I'm not mindful of them, and if I don't employ my battle plan, will actually eventually lead me into depression and anxiety, okay? And once I'm there, it's an ugly, ugly picture, all right? It's not pretty at all, right? So I had to develop a battle plan. My battle plan is first thing in the morning, I'm up, I'm in prayer, okay? I'm talking to God. Within that prayer time, I'm studying the Word, I'm reading my devotional, all right? I'm speaking over my life, my daily affirmations that bring me strength, that I connect to, all right? So those are the things that I immediately do first thing in the morning to actually gain control over my thought life, okay? So from there, I'm able to focus properly, okay, to go out and to interact with people in my life, right? So I encourage you, really take the time to dig and learn what those things are that you struggle with. Build a battle plan around that, just like what I set out for you just now. And whatever that looks like, okay, whatever that looks like, we have to build a plan. We have to build a plan around that. There are certain things that I have to do throughout my day, okay? And if I don't do those things, then I find myself drifting, okay, away from my optimum, okay? My optimum is, I know that in order for me to perform well, I have to feel good. In order for me to feel good physically, I have to watch what I eat, okay? I have to get plenty of rest. I have to move. I have to exercise, be active, okay? And just those are just the basics. So as part of my battle plan, I incorporate those things consistently, okay, in my life so that I can maintain a level of optimization that when I go out, I know I'm giving my best, okay? If I don't do those things, or if those things begin to slip, then that's when my behaviors begin to drift a little bit, okay? So you have to be mindful of those things, all right? So I just wanted to hop on here and encourage you to create and develop a strategy for your life, because the strategy is the preparation that is necessary to first gain victory up here before you even go to war, before the enemy comes, before you're confronted with the challenge. If you have not properly prepared up here, just like Sun Tzu said, warriors win first and then they go to war. They win up here, all right? You're a champion up here. And then when you go to battle, you gain the victory, all right? So listen, much love to you guys. Thanks for joining me for another day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, you know what we say here. Be bold, be yourself, and be unleashed. Go be great.